Welcome everybody to what is an Alcohol and Anime Night special. Today we are doing the unboxing of the PPT-05 Papa Toys Ultra Magnus, wait, not Ultra Magnus, UltraLore Warrior. And some of you might be wondering, why are we doing a unboxing and a toy review type video in an anime series? Well, frankly, it actually has a lot to do with the Japanese version of Transformers, and in particular this character, which was introduced in, for most of you guys, you would have actually seen it in the Transformers movie back in 1986. And it was a bit confusing, honestly, for the people who were exposed to this character, Ultra Magnus, who ended up being the main character of the movie due to some circumstances that happened within the movie that I'm not going to get into too deeply here. But in any case, it was confusing. However, the intent originally was to have a series, and this was an OVA series, original video animation, if you don't know the weird weeb terminology that we all have. But most people don't know that he first appeared in a OVA series called Scramble City. And Scramble City was one that was never aired in the United States. It was meant to be a promotion for the toy line. There's some actually debate about that. But in any case, he was featured in that movie along with some other really cool characters that you might be familiar with. But the toy itself is a Chinese knockoff version. When I unboxed it, it came in what appeared to be a heroin container. It was very disgusting, got stuff all over, but it's got tons of posability. You can see it comes with a ton of accessories. It's got these alternate faces, it's got some big-ass guns, it's got these shoulder missile launchers, which apparently are a lot like the shoulder pads from the 1980s clothing lines. I'm not one for the posability of the different faces. In fact, when I recorded this, I did an absolute shit job, so you can't actually even see the different faces that much. The missiles don't shoot at all. They just stay in there, which honestly, I'm not a huge fan of shooting missiles anyway. And it does come with the Allspark, which again refers to a thing that happens in the movie, and it does play with the character a bit. Again, you can see absolutely nothing. It essentially looks like he's wearing some blue shades from like 1987, which is, I guess, period accurate. But it is neat that it comes with all these accessories, because if you're going to pose them on a stand, he does have like a yelling face and like an O face and a few other things here. I'm just going to give you a 360 view of what that looks like here. He's a really cool looking character. Honestly, knockoff characters, I've seen some really garbage. This thing has a lot of playability. If you're getting this for the kids, it's great. It honestly, compared to a few of the other ones, it doesn't have a lot of unnecessary stuff. It poses really easy. It's pretty durable. The transformation isn't even that difficult. It's got a nice ankle pivot here. The guns fit a little tight in. You can show his titties here, and inside is the Allspark. Get a little closer there. Yeah, spring break. Yep, close that up there. It doesn't really play in any further than that. You get a little bit of a ball joint on the head. Obviously, looks around. You get like a 360-degree swivel on the arm, which is, I mean, all of that just plays into like the transformation mode. You get some knee bends and thigh pivots. I mean, it's pretty much standard. Honestly, for a giant blocky kind of 80s character like this, he's super posable, and I've had a lot of fun with him. Transformation is pretty simple here. You'll notice that I'm doing this in incredibly high speed because I have very nimble fingers, which is a huge advantage for me. It's honestly straightforward. Some of these bits of plastic, though, do be careful, like rotating that. It sometimes might want to pop off, but other than that, as long as you're being kind of careful with it, if you're showing a kid how to do it, that might be helpful, just so that way they don't snap the pieces off, because once they're snapped off, you're fucked. Like, you're not getting it back on there. The things all do tab in really well, so when you put this thing together, unlike some of the other versions of this Ultra Magnus character, the semi-tractor actually pivots as if it's on a trailer, which I found to be pretty cool. And once it's all together, it's really difficult to tell that actual cab is a robot. Now, the same can't be said for the trailer bit, because essentially once you get the trailer bit connected, you're really just, the bottom part is just the car is driving over his dick. So it is what it is, but it is a really cool design. The tab from the gun actually tabs into the trailer design and becomes part of the structure. So the weapon storage is actually part of the transformation. I love that, so you don't lose it, and it's actually a place for it to go. So it all rolls in here, and once you get it lined up, it switches over. And as you can see, it's a pretty cool vehicle mode and has a lot of playability. My kiddo basically just wanted to play with the car version of it, which was pretty neat, because once it's all tabbed in here, as you might be able to see, it's a really cool semi-truck. You can put these missile launchers on here, you know, for if you feel like that's necessary. Honestly, I don't like them that much. You can throw this big-ass gun in the back here, just stick it inside. Now, as far as the scale of it, it's not quite the scale of the other types of Transformers. Like I have a gigawatt, you know, Back to the Future crossover, and we have a couple other ones we might actually show on this channel as well. They're a bit too big for that, but what they are the perfect size for is, and this ramp opens up here, and again you can just drive it right onto his crotch, is a Matchbox size car. Here we have the Hachigoku from Initial D. It fits perfect in there, drives right up there, right onto his balls. Anyway, thanks for joining us. See us back here for anime reviews for Alcohol and Anime Night. You might see more toy reviews here as well. My name was Scott. It's been awesome having this toy to play with. I'm going to try to do more of these, but thank you. See us back here. Like and subscribe, and as always, come by!